qué? ¿Por qué le pegas?
What you see on your screens is Donald Trump's version of America. People being ripped out of cars and getting manhandled. By masked men.
Get out of the street. Just get out of the street. Stay on the sidewalk. Go home.
Is this good?
Go home, brother. Not your brother. I know
Yeah,
you're not
right.
my brother. That's a fact.
Right.
Stay on the sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk.
What's your name? What's your name?
Get out of here. Get out here. Why do you have a weapon in your hand for? For what? Look at this tough guy. Look at this tough guy with his weapon in his hand.
Look at her! I know her, my daughter! Mexican! Something that was built around us! Sácale el video, a ver si está bien!
What part of you not understanding?
I'm a registered nurse and she's on the...
Doña Matilde sells tamales on this sidewalk, but paramedics had to come get her because she fainted when she saw federal agents arrive around 10 in the morning outside of this Lowe's shopping center in Pacoima.
Estoy muy preocupada por su salud de ella porque se desmayó. Ella está enferma.
She says her comadre suffers from diabetes and high blood pressure. She had to be taken to the hospital. Yolanda was with her and she was able to prove she's a resident.
Cuando ellos llegaron por todos lados y la agarraron y se desmayó ella y luego la jalonearon y la tiraron en el suelo. Toda la alzaron así a fuerza, la fue como está pesada, no la podían alzar y la alzaron toda, hasta su blusa le alzaron y le dejaron ver su ropa interior y todo.
She said federal agents came from everywhere and they threw her on the ground, even showing some of her undergarments.
As it pertains to that first video, the man being beaten by alleged ICE agents is Narciso Barranco, the father of Alejandro Barranco, who was 25 years of age and a veteran of the United States Marines. Plus, Narciso is the grandfather to two boys who are active duty military. He was beaten, pepper sprayed, and has a dislocated shoulder, per Alejandro speaking with the LA Times. He states his dad had not received medical treatment, food, or water after more than 24 hours in a detention facility in LA.
When you watch what played out in Orange County, how can you not be sickened by that? Alejandro said, and you read his statement, that you've got four heavily armed, and I'm paraphrasing here, 200-plus pound men kneeling, just watch it, beating a man who was out there cutting grass. He was cutting grass. And these heavily armed, masked agents who don't identify themselves to people, who are alleging that he tried to attack them with his weed whacker, when in fact, if you watch the video that DHS has put up, he was being sprayed with some kind of pepper spray as he ran away. They're ubiquitous all over the city right now. And the tactic is deliberately to terrorize, to scare people. That's the whole stated goal. It's deterrence. This is U.S. immigration policy 101 supersized. It's what family separation was. Stephen Miller didn't want to just take 5,500 children away from their parents. He wanted to do tens of thousands of them. And now every day in L.A., as you and I have talked about for months since Donald Trump was elected again, mass deportation is family separation, just by another name. And now, in every corner of the county of Los Angeles, the county with the most undocumented people in the country, the most populous in the country, where people are preaching tolerance and acceptance of their neighbors and their friends and their fellow parishioners and classmates. Every day people go out on the street worried that this is going to happen.
There is one notable man trying to raise awareness to what is happening.
Living in the States, you're living in one of the most brutal societies in the history of the world. You know, the country who inherited the genocide of the Native American peoples. A country which participated in chattel slavery. You know, the only country in the world to use and drop an atomic bomb on another country, society. The country which murdered and enslaved millions in Southeast Asia as a result of the Vietnam War. And we drew from the people who resisted. We were inspired because we feel that any society or any government or any system that is set up solely to profit a wealthy class, while the majority of the people toil and suffer and sell their labor power, so long as that system's only true motive is profit interest and not the maintenance and embetterment of the population to meeting human needs, then that society should not stand. It should be challenged and questioned and overthrown.
Rage Against the Machine frontman Zach De La Rocha. Here he is, photographed by the great Atiba Jefferson as he teams up with Born X Raised, a brand that is donating 100% of the profits to the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, an organization that offers legal services to immigrants in the workforce, immigrant students, and immigrants facing deportation. This is Los Angeles. In LA, we fight alongside our undocumented brothers and sisters. It's like the old school used to say, con safos. It's just the nature of things here, whether you like it or not. Because here, we form a community that transcends borders. Here, we reject the idea that anyone is illegal. We are a dignified city of millions of international workers from every corner of the globe. And together we are developing the capacity to defend our mothers, our fathers, our families, and our children from ICE and their racist and armed vigilantes now invading our communities. It's para los niños that we organize to fight for those who can't. For those of you who stand on the sidelines and consider yourself safe, believe us when we say that you are not. Fascism is lawless. Its agents weaponize what they consider to be the law and will only apply it to those that they target while they illegally detain, harass, terrorize, and disappear the members of our communities with total impunity. As we speak, they are attempting to blur the lines between what is protest and what is terrorism, between who is an innocent worker and who is a violent criminal. This could soon be the norm, whether you're a citizen or not. To stand with us is to stand up for yourselves. Born and raised in Mexico, black and brown, no backing us down. Solo el pueblo salva al pueblo, in peace for as long as possible. What I appreciate about Zach is when you see him for good reason. He has joined the pro-Palestinian protesters. He has spoken out when it comes to the ICE raids. And what I think sort of said something to me as a fan of Rage was there were some reports that he hated the commercialization of not just music, but also the success of the band. And he decided to not go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. I believe that if you are in that position, you are free to do whatever you wish, but it just says something, and not that any others didn't, but that he stuck to his morals of hating how the industry is, because instead of, as we have covered over and over in so many different videos, dissecting different songs that really have left a lasting impact, instead of hyper-focusing on the lyrics and the activism, it seems that he despises how it is co-opted by the suits and carried out by the suits in order for them to continue profiting. It's like, yeah, we'll give you a microphone, but that's all you're gonna get, which is gross. But I respect Zach, as I've said many other times when I've covered people that I think are worthy of the attention, would love, and I mean love, to interview him. I know he doesn't do a lot of press, that's okay, but I appreciate him standing up. I appreciate Tom Morello going to the protests as well. It says a lot. It says a lot. And if your favorite band / artist has not spoken out, or has not attended a protest, or hasn't said anything about the fascistic tendencies of this current administration, then, well, hopefully you will have your own self-reflection to understand that maybe they don't represent your ideals. Maybe they don't really give a 4-letter word about it, and potentially they only care about themselves.